The man standing before you looks cleaner than most of the other squatters on the sinking ship. There are no streaks of grease on his cheeks, and his clothes look freshly laundered. He leers at you as you approach. Well, what have we here? Strangers on a humble raft, exploring her leaking bows. The man grins, revealing the cavernous gap in his teeth. He hefts a snifter brimming with cognac in salute. Well, cognac? Welcome to the sinking ship, strangers. Now tell me what you want. Who are you? You may address me as Mercurio. He bows slightly, the cognac sloshing... The cognac? Cognac? Sloshing in his glass, at your service. We're looking for a friend of ours, an orc 19 years old, goes by the name of Gobbet. Oh, and she ran away from you, did she? He grinned. Ran all the way here to our little palace on the water. Have you seen her or haven't you? Insistent little thing, aren't you? He puts his lips to the crystal of his snifter and slurps up a mouthful of liquor. No, I haven't seen your runaway friend, but if I do run into her, I'll tell you that you're looking. What do you do on the raft? Bit of this, bit of that. I'm an artist, or rather I used to be. An artist and a socialite, and a man about town. He spreads his hands. By town I mean raft, of course. Now I mostly find myself shut away here, on the sinking ship's upper deck. I've been festering away here for months, desperately clinging to the finer things in life. He sniffs. Quite the tale of woe, really. That's it? You just loiter around and socialize? A fine and noble profession. He takes another sip, swilling the brandy in his mouth. But you're a street level operative, no? Blue collar work. I wouldn't expect you to understand. He pauses for a moment, considering. Speaking of blue collar work, I have something here that might interest you. Would you like to see it? That depends on what it is. He turns to a nearby table and lifts a battered lozenge of black plastic. He holds it out to you. It's just a data pad, nothing sinister. This belonged to a maintenance tech that I once knew. I have no idea what happened to her, but she hasn't been seen in weeks. And you're giving this to us? Why? To earn your favor. You've come to the sinking ship rather well armed, after all. He shoots a glance at Isabel's rifle and raises an eyebrow. I'd rather ingratiate myself to you now before the bullets start flying. Alright, we'll take it. Thank you. Anytime, I wasn't using that thing anyway. The schematics on that device are all quite arcane to me, I'm afraid. I'll leave you to your business. Mission items. Maintenance datapad. A cheap datapad full of instructions and notes from a member of the sinking ship's maintenance crew. We don't have anywhere to use that right now, right? I have a datapad. Alright, never mind. The loco up ahead beckons you forward. It's just up this way through this door here. As you approach, something catches your eye. A vent in the wall behind the loco's movement. Something living must be hidden inside. Say nothing. As you watch, the locals continue to wave for you, unaware of what's happening behind them. There's a flurry of motion and something large explodes out of the vent. Gobbet lands in the crouch, her weapon raised. Don't go in there, it's a trap. Yeah, I know. I know, Gobbet. Hey, good to see you. Don't go in there, it's a trap. It sure is, Gobbet. Auto... Oh, hey, we're not gonna kill her? The bloodied loco tosses her guns aside and raises a pair of trembling hands. Her eyes have gone wide with terror. I'm sorry, we didn't want to do it. We didn't have a choice. The words come spilling out in a frantic babble. It ordered us to. Well, I mean, it's too late for your friend. What is? What are you talking about? Explain yourself. I don't know what it is. It talks with Malvina's voice, but it isn't her. Helpless tears streamed down her cheeks, clinging to her skin like beads of dew on a leaf. If you want to live, you have to do what it says. I'm gonna let you live. Don't make me regret it. The squatter collapses against the wall, sobbing uncontrollably. Gobbet dusts herself off and paces towards you. If I didn't crit the dwarf, would he have given up as well? Yeah, it is. Hey, Seattle. I don't remember inviting you on this run, but I guess that I'm glad you could make it. Hey, good to see you mostly unscathed, Gobbet. She jerks her head towards the squatter's ruined body. You're welcome, by the way. You alright? We keep looking for you. Really? I thought you were visiting the sinking ship for its wonderful food and beautiful views. She flashes you a weak smile, and yeah, I'm okay. Look, I'm sorry about the sudden entrance and everything. I wish that I had time to explain what was going down, but I didn't, because, well... She shrugs. Trap. Yeah, you mentioned that. What kind of trap are we talking about? The kind where you end up dead. Look, I don't know exactly what they were planning to do, but I've seen them lead people through those doors before. She gestures towards the heavy double doors at the end of the hall. The people who I watched go in there never came back out again, not a one. They just scream, and when the doors open up again, they be gone. I think the screaming tells us everything we need to know. Well, thanks for the warning. She shrugs to mention it. So, screaming. There's a long, awkward pause. Finally, Isabel steps forward. So, now that we're all together, do you want to tell us why you came back here all by yourself? We'd have gone with you, Gobbet. All that you had to do was tell us. She raises her hands. Yeah, I know. But I figured that this one was on me, and I didn't want to wait another minute. Besides, I had a plan. Yeah? What kind of plan was that? Why did you tell me what your plan was? A pretty simple one. All I wanted to do was get the lay of the land, sneak around a little, maybe find my old friends and get some answers. I didn't come here to get into a firefight, and it's easier to be quiet solo than it would be dragging you two around, no offense. I mean, I get it. I don't think it turned out the way you planned, though, Gobbet. Just saying. So you scoped the place out? Fine, mission accomplished. Do you know what you're doing now? Yeah, this place is fucked. I'm gonna sink it. With the people on it? Or do you want to evacuate the people first? Wait a second, what? The sinking ship is doomed, Seattle. I could feel that the second I set foot on board. She checks herself, earlier than that even. On some level, I think that I could feel it back home. That's why I couldn't stop thinking about this place. Whatever is happening here is wrong. This whole place feels off to me somehow, maybe even toxic. I came back to find my friends, Cadmus and Malvina, to check on them. Instead, I found a swarm of man-eating rats, a death trap, and a bunch of squatters who seem intent on killing me. Her tone becomes brisk, so I'm gonna kill them right back, and I'm gonna use the scuttling charges that are still embedded in the hull to do that. I've already handled the ones on this level, but I haven't gone down below yet. We need to activate the charges below the waterline if we're gonna bring this sucker down. You wanna... You know, Malvina and Cadmus are still here. And so that's where you're heading next, downward? Not quite, on account of the trap. I don't know how to get past it yet. She frowns. Minor setback, right? So my next step was to figure that out. We haven't found Cadmus or Malvina yet. They could still be alive somewhere, maybe even on this level. Yeah, maybe. I hope so, because all of the people on this raft... Because of all the people on this raft, Cad is the one I'd most trust to get us past whatever's in that room. He was always more of a mechanic than he was a shaman. We have to figure out how to get past the trap, I get that, but let's keep our eyes open while we're doing that. There could be more going on here than you realize. Let's not... I don't want to commit to blowing this place up just yet. I mean, we can blow this place up anytime. Let's find out what's going on first. I seriously doubt it. Remember what I told you about second guessing? I mean... We can blow this place up anytime, Gobbet. He isn't second guessing anything. We haven't seen enough to make a decision yet. You may have, but we haven't. Gobbet lets out an exasperated sigh. Alright, you want to look around? We'll do that, but afterwards we're arming the rest of those charges. Alright, let's move. Oh hey, it's Gobbet. Look guys, it's Gobbet. Power outlet. An open junction box juts out from the wall, its cover hanging by a single screw. Wires crisscross over one another in a chaotic jumble, and the whole apparatus appears to be held together with electrical tape. Jury-rigged, like everything else here. She frowns at the tangle of wiring, clucking her tongue in disapproval. That's really sloppy work. You'd think that in an environment like this they'd at least try to do some basic waterproofing. She traces the wall-mounted cables that snake out from the box with her eyes, follows them to their termination point. Looks like this box is feeding power to that door over there. If we were to short it, we might be able to get the thing open. Alright, we have the maintenance data pad. You examine the rat's nest of wires, tracing each connection to its point of origin. Following the instructions on the data pad, you then snip and rewire the system to feed power back into itself. The results of your work are immediate and spectacular. You hear a deafening crackling sound, and a blinding flash of light stabs your eyes. Moments later, the hall fills with the overpowering stench of ozone. The overhead lights flutter. Up ahead, you can hear the sound of a set of doors disengaging. Door locks disengaging. So we unlocked that. So is there anything else we can quote-unquote repair? Oh hey, I found Gobbet. Alright, we can't tell who we found Gobbet. Hey you, we found Gobbet. Alright, we can't tell them that we found Gobbet. Hey you, we found Gobbet. Gobbet, you're back! Hello Yasmin, it's good to see you again. Yeah, you too, where the hell have you been all these years? On a different boat, funny enough. Yes, I'm a little out of the loop on what's happening here. Could you do me a solid and fill us in? Yeah, we're not supposed to talk about it, but I'll tell you what I know. Oh, sweet. Tell us what's been happening here. She looks uneasy. Well, we're all struggling to deal with the devil rat infestation. You probably know about them. With all the rats around, there aren't many volunteers for the maintenance crews anymore. It gets lonely out here. She abruptly stops talking, her cheeks flush red. That's it. That's all I have to say. That was abrupt. Yes, you're talking to me here, so tell me what's going on. I can't help you if I don't know what's happening. Yasmin's eyes dart up and down the hall, scanning for anyone who might be coming. Her hands begin to shake. After a moment, she leans towards Gobbet and lowers her voice to a whisper. Yeah, alright, she swallows. This raft is cursed. I think that I know what you're talking about, yes. I could feel it all the way back home, but tell me more, I want to hear it from you. Malvina isn't in charge here anymore. She's gone now. I think she may be dead. And whatever it is that's taken her place, it's horrible. I don't even know what it is, but it isn't human. And the worst part is it talks over the intercom using her voice. Cool. She claps her hand over her mouth, her eyes wide, her entire body is shaking. Oh, you know what? You don't need to tell us anymore. Thanks, yes, that helps. Believe it or not, it helps. She nods mutely, still struggling to calm herself. Alright, I'll leave you to your work. Yeah, thanks, and be careful out there. Something has killed Malvina and taken over her body. Ivan? Hey, I found Gobbet, Ivan. Alright. I don't suppose we can do anything else with the terminal. Nope. Oh, we unlocked the door behind her. So that door goes to the same place. Alright. Hey, we found Gobbet. Remember I was asking you about Gobbet? We found her. Nobody cares. Due to recent weather issues, only 3 people are allowed on top deck at a time. Report violations to this policy. Well, that's not it's clearly not true. So I opened this door. This door is a trap. Maintenance notice. All lower decks are off limits until further notice. Maintenance. Huh. They're gonna try and kill us, right? No? What's going on in here? Are those bodies? Oh, those are dead bodies. Look at this. Hey, that's cool. Sick dwarf. Oh, this is the quarantine. Okay, I get it. A stocky dwarf leans up against the wall of the container room. His skin is sallow and it hangs off of his bulky frame like a half-deflated balloon. You saw plenty of sick people back in the Barrens. Addicts, BTL heads, people whose immune systems have been ravaged by disease. This guy looks worse. The dwarf's milky eyes track you as you approach. A wave of recognition washes over his face, but his movements remain lethargic. Eventually he manages to slur out a few words. Is this Cadmus? Gobbet, back after all this time. Yeah, I'm sorry it's taken so long. Gobbet stares at the dwarf wide-eyed. It's good to see you again, Cad. Gobbet's told me about you. How you feeling? Perfect, thanks for asking. He struggles to contain a burst of coughing. I mean, I'm dying, and my home has gone to shit. And we're probably gonna sink into the bay, but otherwise I'm great. With a visible effort, he shifts his focus to Gobbet. Welcome home, girl. Been a long time. She swallows. Cadmus, I... Save it. I'm not mad. He squeezes his eyes shut. I'm mostly just happy to hear your voice again. It's good to have a friend. Are you sick, Cadmus? Yes, he is sick. He grins. Between his sunken eyes and hollow cheeks, the end result is ghastly. Ew? I would say so. Definitely ew. Vitus is a real bitch. Even a neutered strain like this one can really knock you on your ass. You'll be okay, Cad. You're a dwarf and a shaman. That's 2 big points in your favor. You're gonna walk this off, you'll see. I don't know about this, Gobbet. Spare me the pep talk, I'm too tired to walk. He coughs into his sleeve. Cad. Save it. I know what my chances look like, and they ain't good. I've seen a lot of our friends loaded onto these carts, Gobbet. They all went out in garbage bags. Anyway, he wrestles his mouth into a friendly smile. Let's talk about something else, huh? All of this doom and gloom is getting to me. Tell us what's happening here. Bad things. A lot of good people died. Something's gone rotten on this raft, Gobbet. You know what I mean. Toxic. Yeah? Yeah, I can feel it too. I can feel it all the way back home. Her throat moves, but it takes a moment for her voice to catch up. Cadmus, where are our friends? What happened to Yasmin and Anson and Malvina? Well, we found Yasmin. Anson's dead. He never made it into the sick room. He never even made it into the sick room. He just disappeared. But I know where he went. He stabs a finger downward at the floor. Yasmin's still with us. Small favors, right? But the fight has gone out of her. She's content to do what she's told and tremble. Malvina ain't Malvina anymore. What is she? I don't know what it is. It's definitely toxic. But as for what it is... His voice trails off. Cadmus stares up at Gobbet helplessly. Malvina went off the rails because of that damn bauble that I gave her. That's what happened, isn't it? It ain't her, Gobbet. It's something else. He struggles to contain another cough. Eventually it passes. But yeah, that shiny red egg that you and Chuif lifted is the cause of it, I think. The ugliness was already inside of her, but that thing brought it out. She squeezes her eyes shut, balls her hands into fists. Shit.